and welcome to Real Cooking at Home. My name is Mark, and tonight we are doing a mushroom stew. This is going to be so fabulous because it's cold outside. We've got crusty bread that we can eat it with. And actually, we never do vegetarian dishes, but this is very close to vegetarian. The only thing I'm using as meat product is chicken stock. So let me show you what we need to get started. So right here, we've got 2 small onions, 4 garlic cloves that we've minced up. We've got some thyme, some Italian style stewed tomatoes, some chicken stock, some wine, some white beans. This is Great Northern beans. Now I've got 4 cans of these and 2 cups of them I went ahead and mashed up. I've got 1 pound of button mushrooms and 1 pound of portobello's, salt and pepper. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in our onions, garlic, and our mushrooms. And we're going to get those caramelized down. So throw in our garlic, throw in our mushrooms, and our thyme. Now this is 1½ teaspoons of thyme. Okay, now y'all, to your mushrooms, whenever you put your mushrooms in, go ahead and put in about 1 teaspoon of salt, because that's going to help the mushrooms to release some water so they can caramelize up. Just a little bit of black pepper. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to saute down the mushrooms, onions, garlic. The mushrooms are going to release water. Once the water is released, it'll evaporate and the mushrooms will start caramelizing up. This is going to take about 7 to 8 minutes, so come on back. Okay, I wanted to show y'all. When you're cooking your mushrooms down, you'll see liquid in the bottom like that. That means the mushrooms are releasing their liquid. So what you want to do, in order to get a good browning on these mushrooms, is you want to crank your heat up just a little bit so that the liquid here can evaporate. Once the liquid evaporates, that's going to leave the olive oil, which is then going to help the mushrooms get a little caramelization on them. Alright, now our mushrooms have caramelized up real good, they've reduced down, and this is what they should look like. They smell out of this world, y'all. So what I'm going to do now is add in 1/2 cup of white wine. Oh, that smells so good when it goes in. Now, this is 2 cans of Italian style stewed tomatoes. Now what I did, I just took them out of the can and I cut them up into little bite-sized pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and add those in right now as well. Now the Italian style stewed tomatoes, y'all, I've said this before, it's got all kind of wonderful spices and herbs and everything, and it just really enhances the dish. Now to this, I'm going to go ahead and add in almost this entire box of chicken stock. There we go. Now you're going to bring this up to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer, and let it go for about 15 to 20 minutes so all the flavors have a chance to marry. And at the end, right before we get ready to serve, we're going to add in our Great Northern beans. Now remember, I mashed up some of those beans, so it's really going to thicken this really well. Now I went ahead and used the entire box of chicken stock because I said, what am I going to do with 5 extra ounces of chicken stock? I also tasted it for seasoning and add a little bit of salt and pepper in there. About 1 teaspoon is what I put in. Now it's been simmering away for about 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and add in our white beans. Now once again, this is Great Northerns. Now once the beans get heated through, we're going to taste it for seasoning one more time, and it's going to be ready to eat. Okay, y'all, our stew is ready to taste. Now, a lot of people ask me, say, do you make up all your recipes? No, we don't. But if we don't make our recipe up on our own, we always give credit. Now, this recipe actually tonight comes from the Mushroom Council. So thank you to the Mushroom Council and mushroominformation.com for this recipe. And it truly is outstanding, y'all. I've already tasted it. Now, whenever I put the beans back in, I went ahead and tasted it again for seasoning. It needed a little more salt, so I put a little more salt in it, but you salt it and pepper it and season it to your taste. But right now, let's taste this wonderful stew. This looks amazing. Now y'all, if you wanted to make this totally vegetarian, go ahead and use a vegetable stock. But this looks outrageous. Got my crusty bread. And I've already know that This would be great, like with orzo pasta. It'd be wonderful. Or over rice. I love the mushrooms. The beans add a creamy texture. Now, leftover, the beans are really going to thicken this up a whole lot. But, y'all, until next time, get in the kitchen, experiment. All those recipes on Facebook, get in the kitchen and cook. Bye, y'all.